So today I am reviewing the PNW Loam handlebar grips. As far as I know, I'm the first person to do it while actually riding them. I thought it would sort of take out any like bias, and I can just sort of give impressions as I ride on them. So I don't know, I've ridden probably 2 miles on them so far, and first impressions are that these are fantastic. I don't know what kind of polymer the actual grips are. There's definitely, it feels like there's some kind of silicone in here because they are kind of tacky or grippy. I don't know how you want to describe it, but they feel really good under my hands. They have these sort of grooves here, which I'm assuming act like treads on a tire. I think probably they're supposed to wick away any of the moisture, and I think they sort of collapse based on how you're gripping them, and I think that helps add helps them absorb some of the bumps from riding. I was looking for new grips because on the ends mine were kind of falling apart, which isn't surprising. I had the grips for a little over 2 years. Ridden probably hundreds of miles on them. So it was time for a change. I saw these and they come very highly rated, so I thought I would see what everybody thinks about them. And they are fantastic. Obviously these come with a lock. These come with a lock ring, which is actually my first set of grips with a lock ring. So I was slightly worried if how hard it would be to get them on my handlebars, and also if they moved around a lot. And I can say that neither of those things have been an issue so far. I honestly got these on my bike, both of them, in like 30 seconds flat. Like it absolutely, these just kind of like pop right on, and then I tighten them down with my 3mm Allen key, and that was pretty much that. So I was expecting a trial by fire, and they were super easy to install. And as far as moving around, they haven't moved at all. So that concern has pretty immediately gone away. I wouldn't say for a second I've been worried about that since I started riding them. Yeah, if you're looking for new grips, I think these are absolutely the way to go. I know this is my first review, but I 100% would recommend getting these grips. They are absolutely 10 out of 10. I will notice that they are slightly thinner in terms of thickness from the grips I had on here, and I don't know if that's because I'm not wearing my gloves. And normally I wear gloves, but for this I thought I would ride with my bare hands just to kind of get the full effect of them. But they do seem slightly thinner. I don't know if that's going to affect hand fatigue. I'll let you know at the end of my ride how my hands feel, but so far so good. One of the reasons I actually I'm not wearing gloves is because a lot of the comments mention that when they get wet, these lose a lot of their grippiness or tackiness. And so I've been kind of, it's wet today. I think I'm gonna miss the rain by a little bit, but I've been running my hands through like the leaves to get them kind of wet and see how they feel. And I will say that they definitely do lose some of their tackiness when they're wet. You know, I think they're probably like a 9 or 10 in terms of grippiness, and when they're wet they're probably like a 6 or 7, so they do kind of lose a decent amount, which is true for all grips, honestly. But if you're riding a lot of mud, it is something to think about. I will ride with my, now that I'm thinking about it, when I'm done I'll do a quick loop with my gloves and see if there's a difference. Like I said, I honestly ride with my gloves 90% of the time, but I thought this would be kind of a, riding without them would be kind of a fair way to judge the grips in general. Yeah, part of the appeal is that because they're lock ring, they're kind of in like a sleeve that you just kind of pop on, but because of that the end is protected so that it doesn't wear off, right? I just had the original grips that came on the bike that were just the rubber, and so the end cap just sort of over time just kind of like was kind of popping off, peeling off, because these guys run something solid. I don't think that's going to be an issue, so that is another added bonus for me. They're super light. They come in a million different colors. PNW, I'm not sure how, I think it's a relatively new company, and maybe a relatively small company, but their products are absolutely fantastic. I cannot recommend these grips enough. I would say that you should, instead of run, don't walk. I would say bike, don't run, to go get some. And honestly, for I think I paid $24 for these. In the mountain biking world, that's a steal. I mean, you couldn't buy something for your bike under $25, and these are absolutely undervalued. Having ridden with them without my gloves, they do get slightly slick when they're wet, and they still feel kind of thinner than my last ones, which again are just observations. But wearing my gloves, I actually even like these grips even more. I don't know what it is, they feel really good under my gloves. Like, I feel like I have a ton of grip even while they're wet. I mean, I feel like I have the best grip I've ever had on a bike. So I think I'm probably gonna ride these with my gloves, like, honestly, like 95% of the time. So the two things I've noticed are not going to be an issue, and yeah, I really like these. I would absolutely recommend that you go get some.